Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that something as simple as your morning ritual could completely change the trajectory of your health and your life. Not a new pill, not some extreme diet, not a grueling workout plan, but a simple drink that awakens your body in a way you never thought possible. And here's the beauty of it. It mimics the effects of expensive, heavily marketed medications without the nightmare of side effects. It's natural, it's empowering, and it's available to you right now. You see, the modern world has conditioned us to believe that transformation requires sacrifice, pain, and struggle, that if we want to manage weight, regulate blood sugar, or optimize energy levels, we must endure discomfort, injections, or complicated prescriptions. But what if I told you the solution has been hiding in plain sight? What if the most powerful medicine for your body doesn't come in a pharmacy bottle, but in a humble cup you sip in the quiet moments of the morning? This is not hype. This is science meeting simplicity. Consider this: our bodies are intelligent machines designed to function in harmony with natural rhythms. For decades, we've pushed them to extreme, skipping breakfast, overloading on sugar, avoiding movement, ignoring hydration. And then we wonder why medications are necessary. We've created problems that nature, when understood, can solve. The morning drink I'm talking about is more than a beverage. It's a reset button. It stimulates metabolism, balances insulin, curbs cravings, and fosters a sense of well-being that medications attempt to imitate but often complicate with side effects like nausea, dizziness, or fatigue. Think about the thousands of people who struggle daily thinking that weight management is a lifelong battle of willpower. The truth is, willpower alone is rarely enough. Willpower is finite, and it can be exhausted in moments of stress, fatigue, or temptation. But your biology, your body's innate intelligence can be guided, nurtured, and optimized. This morning drink taps into that intelligence. It doesn't force change. It encourages your body to do what it was meant to do naturally: regulate appetite, optimize glucose levels, and support fat metabolism. And here's something powerful: the psychology of empowerment. When you realize that transformation doesn't require suffering, you stop fearing change. You stop approaching health as a punishment. You begin to approach it as a collaboration with your own body. Each sip of this drink becomes a ritual, a reminder that you are choosing vitality over stagnation, energy over lethargy, freedom over dependence. It's subtle at first, but the effects compound. 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, you begin to notice shifts, not just in weight or energy, but in mood, confidence, and clarity of thought. You start to see that small, consistent actions are infinitely more powerful than extreme interventions. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not promising magic. This drink is not a miracle cure in the sense of instant transformation. What it offers is a powerful tool, an ally, a catalyst. It works because it aligns with principles that have been proven time and again: stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, enhance metabolic efficiency. In a society obsessed with instant gratification, we forget that sustainable results come from aligning with systems that are inherently intelligent. Your body is one of those systems. When you provide it with the right signals, it responds. The science behind this drink is compelling. It incorporates natural ingredients that mimic the mechanisms of prescription medications designed for weight loss and blood sugar regulation. It targets hunger hormones, supports fat burning, and stabilizes energy. And unlike pharmaceuticals, it does not disrupt other systems. It doesn't introduce artificial stress into your liver or kidneys. It doesn't create dependency, and it doesn't come with a laundry list of potential side effects. In essence, it's a partnership with your body rather than a substitution for it. Now, I want you to picture something. Imagine beginning your morning with this simple ritual: the warmth of the cup in your hands, the aroma filling your senses. And as you sip, your body begins to respond. Blood sugar stabilizes. Appetite is naturally regulated. Energy is rising. That moment, that ritual becomes sacred. It's a declaration to yourself that you are prioritizing your health, your vitality, your life. And the beauty of it is that this is a choice you can make daily, consistently, without stress or struggle. Many people think they need permission to change. They think transformation requires outside validation, expensive treatments, or complicated regimens. But the truth is, the permission lies within you. Every morning you have a choice to continue on autopilot, or to step into a small but powerful act of self-care. One sip, repeated daily, compounds into profound change. That's the lesson here. Transformation doesn't have to be dramatic. It has to be consistent. It has to be aligned with your body's natural intelligence. And let's address the subtle but critical point: hope. In a world full of despair about health challenges, obesity, metabolic disorders, fatigue, hope can seem fragile, but it is the foundation for action. When you understand that something as simple as your morning drink can mimic complex medications without harm, you gain hope. And hope is not passive. It fuels action, consistency, and accountability. You begin to believe in your own capacity to change, and from that belief comes momentum. Think about the ripple effect. When your energy stabilizes, when cravings diminish, when your body begins to function optimally, it impacts more than your health metrics. It affects your mood, your relationships, your productivity, your sense of purpose. One small morning ritual becomes the anchor for a cascade of positive transformations. It is a vivid reminder that health is not a destination, it is a series of intentional, aligned choices made daily. So, as you sit here listening to this, consider this invitation to reclaim mornings, to reclaim control over your biology, to reclaim hope. One simple drink, when embraced with intention, can guide your body toward balance, vitality, and sustainable well-being. It is a tool, a companion, a reminder that the power to change has always been within you. You don't need complicated interventions or harsh medications. You need clarity, consistency, and alignment with the systems that are already working for you. And in this process, remember, mastery over health is mastery over life. When you take control of the inputs, when you respect your body's intelligence, you unlock potential that extends far beyond weight or blood sugar. You unlock focus, creativity, emotional resilience, and the ability to pursue goals with energy and clarity. You unlock a life where health is not a struggle, but a foundation, a springboard into possibility. This morning drink is more than a beverage. It is a symbol of empowerment, a practice of self-respect, a demonstration that small, consistent actions can replace fear, dependency, and chaos. It is a reminder that nature often provides the solutions that we search for in complexity. Every sip is a choice to invest in yourself, to honor your body, to trust the intelligence that has been with you all along. The path is simple, but it requires commitment. You will not see change if you approach it casually. You must embrace it daily with intention, with respect, with the understanding that this is not a shortcut, it is a foundation. And when you commit to that foundation, your body rewards you. Your energy increases. Your metabolism functions optimally. Your cravings diminish. Your clarity grows. And suddenly, what seemed like a difficult journey becomes a natural, sustainable rhythm. And here is the truth. Transformation always begins with a decision to act, a decision to honor your body, a decision to replace fear with knowledge, dependency with empowerment, confusion with clarity. The morning drink is the tool, but the real power lies within you. Your ability to make intentional choices, to repeat them daily, and to trust the process is what creates lasting change. You are not a passive observer of your health. You are the architect of it. Every sip, every morning, is a brick laid in the foundation of a life lived fully, vibrantly, and intentionally. The drink is simple. The process is simple. But the results, when aligned with your commitment, are extraordinary. We live in a world where quick fixes are constantly marketed to us. Every day, we are told that the path to health and vitality lies in a pill, a supplement, or a complex medical intervention. The message is clear. Without these interventions, we are powerless against our own bodies, helpless in the face of cravings, weight gain, or low energy. But this perspective overlooks a fundamental truth. Your body is not an enemy. It is an intelligent, adaptive system capable of remarkable balance and healing when given the right conditions. The morning drink I speak of represents this truth. It is a tool that empowers your body to function as it was designed to, without the need for artificial manipulation or harsh chemical intervention. When we look at medications like Ozempic, what they really do is intervene in the body's natural processes. They influence appetite, adjust hormonal signals, and regulate blood sugar, but they do so in a way that bypasses the body's own intelligence. While effective in some ways, these medications often come with unwanted side effects, nausea, dizziness, digestive issues, and the constant need to maintain adherence. They remind us that the solution is external, that we are dependent, and that control is not entirely in our hands. But what if the same effects could be achieved naturally by giving your body what it needs to optimize itself? That is the power of a well-crafted morning ritual, a drink designed to work with your biology rather than against it. The ingredients in this morning drink are carefully selected to activate the same pathways that medications target, but in a natural, harmonious way. They influence hunger hormones, stabilize insulin, and support metabolism without overwhelming other systems. This is not guesswork. It is grounded in research showing that certain compounds, plant extracts, nutrients, and bioactive elements can regulate appetite, promote fat metabolism, and stabilize blood sugar. When combined in a simple daily beverage, they create a subtle but powerful signal to your body. It is time to function optimally. Unlike medications, which force the body to respond artificially, this drink communicates in a language your body understands. It speaks to your natural intelligence, nudging it toward balance and vitality. Consider the psychology behind this approach. When you rely solely on medications, there is an implicit message. Your body cannot do this on its own. Dependence breeds a sense of limitation, a subtle loss of self-efficacy. But when you embrace a natural solution, one that aligns with your biology, you reclaim agency. Each sip becomes an act of empowerment, a reminder that you are capable of influencing your own health. You are not passively receiving treatment, you are actively participating in your own transformation. The effect is not only physiological, it is psychological. Confidence grows, hope grows, and the motivation to continue improving becomes self-sustaining. One of the most powerful aspects of natural interventions is the lack of collateral damage. Medications, no matter how well formulated, often come with trade-offs. They can affect digestion, liver function, or energy levels. They can introduce stress into systems that were otherwise functioning well. A natural, body-aligned solution avoids this entirely. It does not overwhelm the body, it supports it. It creates harmony rather than tension. When your body is in harmony, everything else, energy, mood, focus, naturally improves. The results are sustainable because they are built on a foundation of health, not temporary suppression or artificial manipulation. We often underestimate the impact of supporting the body's natural rhythms. Blood sugar spikes and dips, appetite fluctuations, and energy crashes are all signals that the body is out of balance. Traditional interventions often mask these signals, creating short-term results but failing to address the underlying causes. By contrast, a morning drink that mimics these pharmaceutical effects works with the body's existing intelligence. It smooths the signals, regulates hormones, and gently encourages optimal function. The body is not coerced, it is guided. This subtlety is critical because lasting transformation rarely comes from force, it comes from alignment, consistency, and support. And there is another layer to consider. Empowerment is contagious. When you realize that your body is capable of responding positively to natural interventions, you begin to apply this principle to other areas of life. Nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, each becomes a choice rather than a chore. You start to understand that health is not a series of limitations imposed on you. It is a series of opportunities to work in harmony with your own biology. Each intentional action, each supportive ritual reinforces the body's intelligence and expands your capacity to thrive. Finally, the true brilliance of this approach lies in accessibility. You do not need a prescription, a clinic visit, or a specialized program. You need knowledge, intention, and a consistent practice. Every morning when you choose this drink, you are choosing to invest in yourself, to activate your body's natural systems, and to reclaim control over your health. This is the essence of natural empowerment, recognizing that your body is not broken, that it does not require artificial intervention to succeed, and that with the right support, it will respond in ways that are sustainable, safe, and transformative. By embracing this approach, you shift the paradigm from dependence to empowerment, from fear to confidence, from chaos to harmony. You take the same outcomes that medications promise: appetite regulation, metabolic support, energy stabilization, and achieve them through alignment, not coercion. And the effect is profound. Not only does your body function better, but your mind, your willpower, and your confidence are strengthened as well. This is what true health transformation looks like, a partnership between intelligence and intention, biology and choice, simplicity and power. That consistency is often misunderstood. Many people think that transformation requires dramatic action, extreme discipline, or monumental effort. They believe that unless they overhaul every aspect of their life overnight, change is impossible. But the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Transformation is not about extremes, it is about repeated intentional actions that align with your goals. This is why a morning ritual, a single act repeated daily, can be so profoundly effective. One sip of a well-designed morning drink may seem insignificant at first, but when practiced consistently, it compounds, shaping your body, your mind, and your life in ways that medication or short-term interventions cannot replicate. Imagine for a moment that your body is like a garden. If you plant seeds and water them once, you may see a sprout, but it will likely wither. If you tend the garden consistently day after day, your efforts multiply. The soil becomes fertile, the plants grow stronger, and eventually you have an ecosystem thriving with life. Your body works in the same way. Every action, every choice, every ritual is a seed planted in your biological soil. Consistency waters these seeds. Each morning you choose to support your metabolism, stabilize your energy, and regulate your appetite. You are nurturing the conditions for long-term growth and transformation. Consistency also builds trust with yourself and with your body. Many people struggle with doubt. Will this really work? Am I capable of maintaining this? When you commit to a simple, repeatable action such as a morning drink design to optimize your body's natural rhythms, you begin to see results over time. Your body begins to respond predictably. Your energy stabilizes, your cravings diminish, your metabolism adjusts. Each day reinforces the lesson that you are capable, that you can follow through, and that your body rewards consistent care. This trust becomes the foundation for all other areas of self-improvement. Another critical aspect of consistency is the ritual itself. A ritual is more than a habit. It is a structured, intentional action that communicates meaning to your body and mind. When you engage in a morning ritual, you are signaling to your biology that it is time to function optimally, to process nutrients efficiently, and to regulate energy and appetite. You are signaling to your mind that you are choosing health, clarity, and focus. The ritual is not a task, it is a statement of intention, a deliberate alignment between your actions and your goals. Over time, the ritual becomes automatic. It no longer requires effort or willpower. Your body begins to anticipate the benefits, your mind begins to embrace the structure, and consistency becomes effortless. One of the most profound effects of consistent action is compounding. Just as small financial investments grow exponentially over time, small actions repeated daily create exponential results in your health. One morning drink may have a subtle effect today, but repeated every day for weeks, months, and years, it transforms your metabolism, energy levels, and even your mindset. What once felt insignificant accumulates into a powerful force, capable of reshaping your body and your life. The key is not perfection, it is persistence. Small, intentional steps, repeated consistently, are far more effective than dramatic, short-lived efforts. Consistency also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable. Stress, fatigue, work demands, and social pressures can disrupt routines. When you have established a consistent ritual, you are less vulnerable to these disruptions. Your body has a reliable signal, your mind has a reference point, and your commitment becomes anchored. Even on difficult days, the morning ritual can provide stability, grounding you in a practice that supports your health and well-being. This resilience extends beyond physical health. It strengthens mental clarity, emotional regulation, and self-discipline, creating a foundation for growth in every area of life. Importantly, consistency transforms perception. Many people approach health as a series of obstacles, diets to endure, medications to tolerate, exercises to survive. But when you embrace consistent, intentional actions, you shift from a mindset of struggle to a mindset of alignment. Health becomes predictable, manageable, and empowering. You no longer rely on motivation alone, which is fleeting, but on systems, rituals, and routines that carry you forward even when motivation falters. This shift is profound because it transforms health from a burden into a practice of self-respect and personal mastery. Consistency also creates clarity. When actions are repeated daily, feedback becomes visible. You notice subtle changes in energy, appetite, focus, and mood. You learn what works for your body and what does not. This feedback loop allows for intentional adjustments, enhancing effectiveness over time. It is a dialogue between intention and outcome where every repetition strengthens your understanding of your body's unique needs and responses. By observing, adjusting, and repeating, you create a personalized path to health that is rooted in evidence and experience, not guesswork or external prescription. Finally, consistency fosters a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Each day you commit to your ritual, you reinforce your identity as someone who values health, discipline, and intentional living. Momentum builds naturally. One day leads to the next. One week leads to another, and over time, transformation feels inevitable rather than accidental. This sense of progression fuels motivation, confidence, and a deeper connection to your own capabilities. You begin to realize that the power to change was never in drastic measures or expensive solutions. It was in your daily, intentional actions all along. Through consistent action, the morning drink becomes more than a beverage. It becomes a catalyst for transformation. It is a tool, a ritual, and a signal to your body that it is time to thrive. By embracing consistency, you harness the compounding power of small actions, the stability of ritual, and the clarity of feedback. You create a life where health is predictable, manageable, and deeply empowering. Every day becomes an opportunity to reinforce your body's natural intelligence and build momentum toward long-term vitality, energy, and resilience. True transformation begins with choice. It begins with the realization that your health, your vitality, and your energy are not entirely dictated by circumstance, genetics, or external factors. They're shaped by the decisions you make every day. Many people feel powerless when it comes to managing weight, regulating blood sugar, or optimizing energy. They believe that they must wait for a medical breakthrough, an expensive intervention, or a miracle to regain control. But empowerment does not come from waiting. It comes from deciding. Every morning, with every small act of intentional care, you reclaim authority over your own biology. And in doing so, you ignite the spark of self-mastery that transforms not just your body, but your entire life. Self-mastery is not about perfection. It is about deliberate action. It is about recognizing that your choices, no matter how small, carry power. The morning drink that mimics medications like Ozempic without side effect is not merely a beverage. It is a tool that amplifies your decision. When you choose to drink it consistently, you are saying to yourself, I am capable. I am responsible. I am the steward of my own health. That choice, repeated daily, builds a muscle of discipline that extends far beyond a single ritual. It strengthens your ability to make intentional decisions in every domain of life, your nutrition, your movement, your sleep, your mindset. Empowerment through choice also reshapes your relationship with your body. Too often, people see their bodies as flawed or uncooperative, as adversaries in a battle they cannot win. They feel at the mercy of hunger, cravings, fatigue, and metabolic challenges. But when you understand that every choice you make influences your biology, your perspective shifts. Your body is no longer an enemy, it is an ally. Every time you sip the morning drink, you are not simply following a routine. You are communicating with your body, tell it that you honor it, that you respect its intelligence, and that you are committed to supporting it in optimal function. That dialogue of empowerment creates alignment, and alignment breeds lasting transformation. Hope is an essential element in this process. When people feel trapped by weight issues, energy fluctuations, or health challenges, it is often because they have lost hope. They believe that meaningful change is unattainable, that their current state is fixed and immutable, but choice restores hope. By taking one intentional action, you remind yourself that change is possible, that you are not helpless, and that your body is capable of responding positively to your guidance. Hope, fueled by action, becomes a driving force. It motivates consistency, strengthens resolve, and reinforces the belief that transformation is not just a dream, it is achievable reality. The concept of empowerment also encompasses responsibility. Taking ownership of your health means acknowledging that your decisions matter, that you have influence over outcomes that may have seemed beyond your control. This responsibility is liberating because it replaces helplessness with agency. Every sip of the morning drink, every thoughtful choice you make about food, movement, or rest reinforces the truth that your actions are powerful. You are no longer waiting for external intervention. You are creating results. Responsibility and choice are inseparable. One cannot exist without the other, and together they form the foundation of self-mastery. Empowerment through choice extends to resilience. Life is filled with challenges, stress, fatigue, unexpected obligations, social pressures. These challenges test your ability to maintain consistency and make decisions aligned with your goals. By cultivating the habit of intentional action, you strengthen resilience. You develop the capacity to stay on course even when circumstances are difficult. Your decisions, repeated over time, create a buffer against the unpredictability of life. You learn that setbacks do not define you, that obstacles are temporary, and that your power lies in the ability to recommit, adjust, and move forward. Another profound aspect of self-mastery is the ripple effect. Empowerment in one domain influences every other domain of life. When you make the choice to support your body, you gain energy, mental clarity, and emotional stability. These benefits extend to your work, your relationships, and your personal pursuits. Confidence grows as you recognize your capacity to act intentionally, and that confidence inspires further action. You begin to see that empowerment is not limited to physical health. It is a mindset, a way of living, a principle that transforms every decision you make. The process also cultivates awareness. Self-mastery requires paying attention to the signals your body sends, cravings, energy fluctuations, mood changes, and metabolic responses. The morning drink serves as a tool to heighten this awareness. Each sip is an opportunity to observe how your body responds, to notice subtle improvements in energy, appetite, and focus, and to use that feedback to refine your choices. Awareness combined with intentional action creates a cycle of continuous improvement. You learn to listen, adjust, and act, creating a partnership with your own biology that leads to sustainable results. Empowerment through choice ultimately leads to freedom. Freedom from dependency on medications, quick fixes, or external validation. Freedom from the cycle of guilt and frustration that often accompanies failed attempts at health improvement. Freedom to live a life guided by intention, clarity, and confidence. When you recognize that every choice matters and that you have the capacity to influence your outcomes, you step into a space of self-determination. You no longer see obstacles as insurmountable. You see them as opportunities to exercise your agency, reinforce your habits, and strengthen your self-mastery. In essence, self-mastery is a practice, a commitment, and a philosophy. It is the understanding that empowerment lies not in external interventions, but in the decisions you make, the actions you repeat, and the alignment you create with your body's natural intelligence. The morning drink is a tool, a catalyst, and a symbol of this philosophy. It reminds you daily that you are capable, that your choices matter, and that transformation is the product of intention, consistency, and belief. By embracing the power of choice, you cultivate a life of agency, resilience, and profound, sustainable transformation. We step back and look at the journey of transformation. The message becomes clear. True change is never about shortcuts, extreme measures, or temporary solutions. It is about understanding and honoring the intelligence of your own body, taking consistent, intentional actions, and embracing the power of choice that lies within you. The morning drink that mimics medications like Ozempic without side effects is more than a tool. It is a symbol of this entire philosophy. It represents alignment with your body, a commitment to consistency, and the courage to reclaim your agency. By supporting your biology naturally, you empower yourself to regulate appetite, balance energy, and optimize metabolism. By repeating small actions daily, you harness the compounding power of consistency, turning ordinary routines into extraordinary results. And by choosing to act intentionally every morning, you step into self-mastery, cultivating resilience, confidence, and hope that extend far beyond health alone. Every sip, every decision, and every moment of commitment becomes a building block for a life defined not by struggle or dependence, but by vitality, clarity, and freedom. This is the essence of empowerment, recognizing that the power to transform has always been within you, waiting to be activated through knowledge, intention, and daily practice. It is about taking control, embracing responsibility, and trusting the process while honoring your body's natural intelligence. The journey is not always dramatic, but it is profound. It is steady, intentional, and sustainable. And when you embrace it fully, you realize that transformation is not something to chase, it is something you cultivate day by day, choice by choice. So let this be your moment of awakening, your declaration of self-respect, and your commitment to health that works with your body rather than against it. Start today, commit consistently, and trust in your own power to change. Every morning, with every intentional sip, you are not just nourishing your body, you are reshaping your life. Your transformation begins the moment you decide to act.